Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of The Truth with Damien. Last episode, we covered the topic of vegans and veganism and some of the issues with it. And tonight's episode would be about feminism and its issues. Now, a long time ago, yes, women were indeed oppressed and they didn't really have much rights, but they made one hell of a sandwich. Am I right? That was a joke. Please don't send hate comments. And for those who haven't already clicked the dislike button and have clicked onto another episode of BuzzFeed or something, we'll continue on. Yes, women were indeed oppressed. Well, they didn't have. Well, they okay, yes, didn't have as many rights as men did. They couldn't own property like a long time ago. Like I think back in the Middle Ages, I think it was they couldn't like have property. Well, anyways, yeah, they were considered to be like just baby makers, stay home, clean the house, that shit, which they did all right at. And men were supposed to go out and do manual labor, work in factories, maybe paint houses, build weapons of war. And I think around like after World War II, you'd see like more shit like, I think there were female soldiers back then, weren't there? I think so. Not too sure. There may have been. But, there was what the fuck are they called? Influential characters. Yeah, that's what it was. Like Amelia Earhart, she became the first woman to fly over the Alaskan? No, Atlantic Ocean. And I forget who the fuck else. I am so sorry. I'm not too informed on the first woman who had built the atomic bomb because I don't think it happened yet. But there are some influential female characters out there. Oh, yeah, wasn't there a fucking Canadian Prime Minister that was a woman too? I could have sworn there was.
Fuck, I have no clue.
Shit.
I haven't got a clue, man.
Alright, well, whatever.
Back to the topic.
Anyways, yes, they didn't have much rights. They didn't do as much, but that eventually became a thing. They could go out and work. They can get paid. They can own property. They can have kids and have more free will, whatever. And so that was good. But then I guess people decide that hey, maybe this isn't enough. We want more. So they started complaining about men only areas, and well, I guess that became, yeah, they people weren't quite happy with men being men anymore. uh Catcalling, I guess, is a huge thing that women do, but the thing that they aren't very aware of is that men do indeed get catcalled as well. There are also lots of rape cases where the man has been raped but won't report it because of the way society portrays men now. It's always the woman that's the victim. And I have to say it's not true. I have to say it's quite equal on that. And a man can indeed hit a woman as long as it's self defense, and vice versa. A woman can hit a man as well as self defense. You cannot assault anybody. That's just a dick move. Unless it's Reese Stroud. Fuck him.
Fucking has to bring that in. Oh, that's great.
Alright. Or if it's the guy that beat you at Fortnite, that's okay. You gotta get that victory royale somehow. Okay. And they like to apply things like man spreading and mansplaining. What the feminists are trying to do is make it seem like it's a thing that only a dirty fucking man would do, and it just devaluates the whole point of what a man is trying to do or just being himself. I mean, some of them are so ignorant to the fact that the way we sit like this is because of our anatomy. We do indeed have a dick, but if we were to sit a little bit more folded like this, like a woman would, it would be very uncomfortable. I can sit like this, but I still have my legs kind of spread. If the feminists are actually going to complain about man spreading, they can complain to like the Native Americans who have sat like this for centuries, basically. In other places around the world, monks sit like this too. You can go and fucking mouth off to fucking Buddha. I don't give a fuck. But it certainly won't be very much of a good thing because it's so fucking petty. I mean, you can make anything into a sex related fucking issue. A man told me my hair would look nice. That's sexual harassment. All men are pigs. What a fucking misogynist. Now, let me tell you, that's quite the opposite. That is quite a misandrous thing to do. A man can compliment you, and a woman can compliment a man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. And to the people who actually go so fucking hard and say that the war would be better off without men, are quite literally fucking insane and should be locked up. I've seen some crazy shit. Like, have you seen like the male tears? By the way, male tears is semen, according to an Urban Dictionary, anyways. And yeah, we talk about like putting men in camps or exterminating all men and including male babies and shit. Now that is fucking sickening. That is pretty sickening. And what it does is it devaluates actual feminists and shit. It just makes it more of like it's perverted into like a fucking man hating organization. That's what it makes it. That's what it looks like to people that aren't feminist. So people will go against it. And what parts of the world really do need feminism is, well, the Middle East. People have been stoned to death there. It's abysmal sometimes. And of course, people have probably heard this before, but it's true. It is true. Women don't really have it too great over there. If you're gonna complain about a man saying hi to you, there's something very wrong with the society that we're in. The end.